again, friends. CraftyGalVictoria here. Welcome to my channel if you've never been with me before, and welcome if this is your first time here. Today, I'm sharing a bunch of crochet objects that I've been working on over the past few months. I have so many fun things to share with you, and let's just dive right into it. Okay, so the very first thing I'm gonna share with you is this really cute camo hat. It's made out of a bunch of fabric scraps that I have. I have been trying to use up a big basket of fabric scraps that I have. I have plenty of yarn, but I love working with scraps and challenging myself to use up those scraps in creative ways. And I like to make hats. That's one of the things I like to make when I am utilizing fabric scraps. So this is just a red heart, like variegated camo. And this color here is like this rusty, I don't even know, like this rusty goldeny, antique-y looking gold color. And it just coordinated so well with the camo, the red heart camo. It's a vintage yarn. I know they still make this yarn, but this one is, in particular, is vintage. But isn't that cool? Now, this isn't a pattern that I used from anyone necessarily, but the way I make my beanies for donation is I loosely base it off of Yolonda Soto-Lopez. She had made a unicorn hat pattern years ago, and I love that hat. I've made several of the unicorn hats, and I loosely base it off that pattern, but of course I make it bigger. I will link that down below if you guys are interested. But this particular hat, I did, I believe, let me look, half double crochets instead of double crochets because I wanted it to be a little bit warmer. And then the brim is just front post, back post crochets to make the brim. And I love the way it turns out. They work up so fast, and these will make great donation hats for people in my community this winter. So that's one of the items I made. One of the next items I made is this super cute yellow, and it's got this, oh, fuzzy. This yarn here was like a blue variegated, not variegated, sorry, I got variegated on the brain. This yarn here is a blue with like little speckles in it. I actually made this for one of my granddaughters because she loves Baby Shark. She wound up hate wearing hats, so I put it on her sister, who looks absolutely adorable in this, and she was more than happy hamming it up for the camera and keeping the hat on. So she gets to have this hat for the winter. With her mom's permission, I'm gonna put a picture right here of how stinking cute she looks in it. But this was a really fun hat, made exactly the same way. I make all my hats the same way, unless I'm following a very specific pattern. But so cute. She looks so cute in this. So that's another item I made. And then I was just in a hat making mood, and I was on a mission to use up a bunch of scraps. This whole year, I don't know if y'all remember, but I measured all my scraps in that basket and that bag and totaled it all up. But this is another hat I made. It's using light blue, obviously, and a navy blue brim. I just think it turned out so nice. It looks so good. So this is another hat that I made. Again, I did half double crochet because I want it to be a little warmer. Now this item here, this yarn was gifted to me from my friend Barbara, not just recently, but back when I lived in Texas. She sent me a whole baggie of yarn scraps. And this is Red Heart, I believe it's called Retro Stripe. I love, love, love this yarn. The ball wasn't big enough to make the brim, so I added this orangey color, and then I did a very light peachy final row on that brim just because that's what I did. But I love this yarn so much. This is more for a child size hat, like, I don't know, 10 and up, just depending on the size of the child, I guess. But this hat is so cute. So this is another hat that I made. I love it. Love that yarn so much. Then of course you guys saw in my Happy Mail video that I was working on all those soap sacks. So I've been also working on those. You already watched that. If you haven't, I will put it on the end screen if you want to go see the Happy Mail and all the soap sacks that I've made so far. And then, oh my gosh, this is an epic fail. Let me grab it. These are some scraps also that I received from my dear friend Barbara. I had made a corner-to-corner blanket out of the yarn she sent me. But then I had a little bit left over. So I decided I was gonna make a couple newborn hats. Well, this is one. The reason I call it an epic fail is because, I don't know, I just don't like the way it turned out. I don't remember what pattern. I'm so good about writing down the pattern in my crochet book, but for some reason I didn't. The only thing it says in here is I held it double-stranded, and I followed just a typical online hat size chart, and I just don't like the way it came out. It's got that weird angle of the line. I don't know. I don't love it. I mean, it's gonna keep a little baby newborn head warm, so I'm still gonna donate it, but man, I was so disappointed in the way this turned out. It's still cute. I love the yarn. It's gonna keep a little newborn's head warm, so there you have it. And then I went on to Sorella.com. This is called the Parker Crochet Baby Hat. And I love the way this one turned out so much better. I just love it. I will leave all the links. I'm not gonna say it every time, but I will leave all the links down below in the description box for any of these if you guys are interested. But it's called the Parker hat. And I just think it turned out so much better. I did the little ribbing on the brim. Oh my goodness gracious. This one is so, so cute. This will be my go-to pattern for newborn hats. Just because I love how quick it worked up. I mean, it's a newborn hat. It's gonna go quick anyway, but it just turned out so, so cute. So I made this hat as well. And then I made this hat. And it's just a camo, vintage looking red heart yarn. Oops, it's bent right there. This one is an oversized. It's for an extra large head or extra large size. I have a big head, so that's why it looks a little loose on her. I didn't even write this one down. I don't know why, but I did follow a pattern, and if I can find it, I'll put it down below as well. But it's just worked from the top down. It's for a man or somebody with a larger head or somebody with a bunch of hair, and they need to fit it all up in that hat. I love the way it looks. It looks so nice. And so I was able to use up a big ball of variegated scrap yarn that I had in my basket. And I just like the way this one turned out too. Looks so nice. This one doesn't have the front post, back post, obviously, for the brim. It's just a single crochet all the way around the bottom there. But this is another hat that I made. And then, as you guys know, I've been working out of this book here, the dishcloth of the month, or month by month dishcloths. And the last time we spoke, I think I had said I was working on the bride and the groom dishcloth. So I was working on these two. I had just started that one and still needed to make this one. Well, I did those in June. I did wind up making those. And in that last video when I was talking about starting on these, my daughter-in-law texted me and was like, oh my gosh, my best friend is getting married. I want those. I want to commission those. I want to buy those from you. And I was like, you're not going to buy them. You can just have them. So I did wind up making both of those, and I'll insert a picture here of what they turned out like. They weren't perfect. I have a really hard time with these curves, especially doing surface crochet. So mine are a little more, but anyways, it doesn't matter. It's a dishcloth. So I made those and wound up giving them to my sweet daughter-in-law. And I don't know if I'm sure she gave them, her best friend got married, and she wound up giving those to her. And then, so the next one, I gotta clip this because my page fell out. I gotta restaple that or something. Okay, so then the next one I needed to make was the flag and the flip-flop, which I did. And those were for, I wanna say July. So here's the flip-flop. Oh my goodness, I actually happen to have that exact yarn because I'm not gonna go out and buy more cotton yarn. I mean, even though I did for the soap sacks. But this, I actually happen to have this. So if it's close enough or similar, I just wind up buying it or making it close enough. But the flip-flop dishcloth is so stinking cute. I love it. But I'll insert some photos too of the dishcloth flip-flop. It turned out so cute. They're so cute. I love this book. I don't know why it took me so long to get on board with it. Okay, and here is the flag dishcloth. It turned out really good too. I'm not good at stars. They're all wonky, but like I said, it's a dishcloth. Who cares? I have a hard time sewing stuff like this onto like a flat dishcloth or something, but practice makes perfect. But I'll put some photos here too as well. So I did wind up doing those for July. And then I don't know, life got busy. And then, so for August, I am going to be making these two. I started on this one, but I'm only a little ways up. I mean, and I got more surface sewing on of applique stuff to do. So I got to make these little fish and then the watermelon seeds. Oh, goodness gracious. So I am working on those, but obviously I didn't get them done in August. Okay, then you guys remember the book I got for my birthday from my daughter, and I wanted to make that hummingbird. I wanted to make this cute little fella. Oh, let me find it real quick. I wanted to make the hummingbird. Well, I wound up needing to buy pipe cleaner so that I could make his beak and like his wings, I think, stand out. I don't know, something else. I know I needed pipe cleaner. Yeah, a short piece of wire or pipe cleaner. Well, at the time I was itching to start something out of this book, and I ordered pipe cleaner, and when I went to the store to go buy some, I went to my local Walmart. They didn't have a stinking single package of pipe cleaner, so I wound up ordering it on Amazon. Oh my goodness, where is this guy? But because I was waiting to receive my pipe cleaner in the mail, I wound up deciding to make Gilly the axolotl. So cute. I want to make these in different colors. He was so fast and easy to make. So let me get his little, I don't know what these are called, but he was so fun to make. And so I made Gilly the axolotl, and I tried to mimic the colors exactly, which I think turned out pretty good, but these were all scraps too in my scrap bin. So I made Gilly the axolotl. He's so stinking cute. I want to make him in yellow, blue, green. I want to make him in every color. They're just so cute. So all my grandbabies can have one. I've only got the pink one done so far, but it turned out so good. And now that I've got my pipe cleaner, I can start on the hummingbird too, but I want to make these first. And then I have another amigurumi product I made, but I no longer have it. It was for my grandson. It's this little character right here, and his name is Oren, and he absolutely loves this character, and I couldn't find a pattern anywhere for it, so I designed my own. I wrote it out. I based it on a photo, which I based it off this photo from the internet, and I wound up just creating it based on how it looked. He absolutely loved it. I gave it to him in July for his birthday. He turned 5 and he was so excited. He was so excited. He loved it so much. I have a couple pictures with his mother's permission. I'm gonna post a few pictures here, but he loved it so much. He sleeps with it. He brings it to school. He feeds it. It's the cutest thing ever. So I also made that amigurumi, and I just don't have it with me to share with you. And then what else? I do believe there's a couple other little things, but they're works in progress and I don't want to show them on this video. And I've also made a few things for What the Scrap series that I'm doing continuously. But that is everything I have made. I hope you guys like all the cute things that I've been making and crocheting on. And I will be back very soon with another video. Until next time, my friends, this is Crafty Gal Victoria here. Bye-bye. And the reason I call it an